Today I'm going to take a look at the Flight Antonia CE. It is a concert scale ukulele with a double B1U pickup. I got mine from the Southern Ukulele Store in the UK for £169. It comes with a good quality gig bag, which has a padded handle, a front pocket with Velcro fastening, 2 adjustable straps on the back, and 15mm of soft black padding. I know it looks a bit grey in this light, but it is actually black, and it also comes with stickers. Let's take a look at the specs. It has a solid mahogany top with laminated mahogany back and sides, an ukemi neck and headstock. The tie bar style bridge is made of purple heart. The bone saddle is compensated. The sound hole is decorated with abalone outlined in black. The fretboard is purple heart and has 18 frets, 14 to the body, and dot inlays at frets 5, 7, 10 and 12, with dots on the side at those frets and also at the 15th. The bone nut is 35mm wide. The headstock looks like it is faced with more mahogany. The Flight logo is a silver shade at the top of the headstock. The tuners are open gear with small black buttons, and it comes fitted with Worth brown strings. The double B1U active pickup is an undersaddle piezo with volume and tone controls, along with the battery compartment fitted to the inside of the body at the top of the sound hole. The jack output doubles as a strap button. I like the simplicity of the design. The neck profile is nice and slim. I really like that. Feels really nice to play, and there's no sharp frets whatsoever. The satin finish is nice and smooth on the neck. Some areas of the body feel more open pore than others, but overall it is well finished. And I will try and show you on the camera a minor flaw in the edge binding on the fretboard. You can see a tiny bit of gapping between the binding and the top of the fretboard. It's quite minor, it doesn't affect the playability at all, and you can only see it when you look really closely at it. So, you know, it's not a big deal, but I noticed it, so I feel like I should mention that. I find that the edge of this tie bar is just not so much sharp, it's just a little bit pointy, so it depends where you lean your arm, your hand when you're playing the ukulele, but if you are prone to sort of resting your wrist or whatever on the bridge, then you might need to adjust your positioning a little bit, otherwise it is a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not really been an issue. Again, this is just like a minor thing. The tuners are a little bit oversensitive, particularly the G string is just a little bit loose when you're tuning down, so what I do is just tune down from the pitch and then back up, and then that holds the tuning, and then after that they work quite nicely. So I've mentioned a few flaws there, but just to reiterate that they are minor, and it doesn't take away from the overall quality of this ukulele. It also smells amazing. Love that smell. And acoustically, it does have pretty good sustain. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to pick it up on this mic. This is just my camera mic, but for the sound samples I'll be recording on a condenser mic. But the sustain is decent. The volume is a bit quieter than some other ukuleles that I've played. You can still get a decent volume out of it, but it's just a bit quieter, and I really don't mind that actually, because you know, I'm playing mostly just in my house. It's got neighbours, and you know, I don't like to play too loudly anyway. And then it just gives a different quality to it as well. There's something to be said for just like sitting by yourself on the sofa, just you and your instrument. You know, I can hear myself fine. If you were playing in a ukulele group or something, maybe you'd struggle to be heard, but I haven't tried that with this ukulele, so I can't say for sure one way or another. But it comes with a pickup, so you can plug it in. So if you're finding that it is too quiet acoustically, you've got that option. It has a nice warm mellow tone to it. It's not very bright, but I do think there's still clarity across the strings. Just to sort of talk about the pickup a little bit before I go into sound samples. When I first got the ukulele, plugged it in to try it out, and I found that the G and A strings weren't as audible as the other two. So just as a quick fix, I've put 2 small thin pieces of paper underneath the saddle, between the saddle and the pickup. So I put a little one under the G string and a little bit of paper under the A string, and that just increased the pressure in those areas. So now when playing using the pickup, I can hear those strings more, it's better balanced. Is it absolutely perfectly balanced? Probably not, but it is balanced enough that I can hear those strings more clearly. And I have actually done a recording, I've not filmed it, but I did a recording of how it sounded before making this adjustment and after. So I'm just going to insert these now, and then we'll get on to the acoustic samples with it being mic'd, and then more pickup samples. So there's going to be quite a few sound samples ahead. Let me just give a brief explanation of what's to come. If you don't care about an explanation, feel free to just skip ahead and listen now. When you fully engage the tone control under here, you can hear some more feedback sounds, and by that I mean like you can hear when you're moving across the top of the ukulele on the body. If you touch the body, you can hear your fingers more on the strings. So for all the samples that aren't specifically about the tone, I've just kept the tone off. By that I mean I've turned it all the way down. Now I find when you turn it all the way down, it actually seems to disengage the tone altogether. If you turn it all the way up and then almost all the way down, it kind of gives you that sort of tonal range a normal tone control would. But then yeah, if you turn it all the way down, it's just like it's switched off. So I found for like, if you're going to be recording with it, I think it's actually better just to switch that tone off, and then you can, you know, use the EQ, use an amp, whatever, to dial in your tone by yourself. if you're in a live setting, it might actually have more use there. If you don't have a EQ pedal, you're not going through an amp or something, then you can actually use it to adjust the tone to whatever sound best suits the music you're playing. But other than that, I mean, personally, I'm probably not going to use it that much. So that's like quite a lot of explaining, and I'm sorry it's kind of went on a bit, but I just felt like I needed to speak about what's to come so it makes more sense when I put the samples in, which I'm going to do now. So just a wee summary. There are a few minor flaws with this ukulele, and I would make a few little changes to make it perfect. I would do away with this tie bar, put something that's maybe like got a more rounded edge to it. I would neaten up the edging on the fretboard, and I would upgrade the tuners. They do work, they're just a bit delicate. I wish the pickup had a more even output across all the strings. As I say, after the adjustment, I do think it is an improvement, but it's not quite perfect, but it will do. And acoustically, it is quite lovely to play. I would still recommend it as well. I think the sound of it is, you know, it makes it a winner, and that is the most important part with the musical instrument, is the sound and playability. Of course, you've got to be able to play it, but how would you get a great sound out of it if you didn't have good playability? Anyway, I think I've talked enough now, so I will sign off. Just to say, I do have another couple of ukulele reviews on my channel if you wish to check them out. And I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.